Okay, I think we're live. So, before we play either Somnium Files today, chat, I will be watching this trailer here and reacting to it. This is the first time I would have seen it. Let me just try and get my chat up on the stream here. Can I access my stream manager? Yeah, please. This is the wrong thing. Oh yeah, here we go. They've changed this. Okay. Can I see my chat? Oh yeah, I'm Pingu today. I decided to be Pingu today. Um Hi Leo. Anyway. I just decided to be Pingu. I think this is the right one. It was uploaded 7 hours ago. Is that music though?
Sync? How would they know that word?
Oh,
However,
his hand.
she is certainly confined
I
somewhere.
love his hands.
Does that mean I'm really in outer space right now?
Iva.
The Great Reset.
Unfortunately,
looks so
the third
sexy.
eye game is not that simple.
Date, you gotta
Is it loud
help
enough?
me!
You think you can handle it?
Ryuki!
It won't be a problem.
I knew
Tighten
about
your
Ryuki.
seatbelts. I'm
But
going in.
like, oh, there's Ivan. There's a triangle. Because it's the third game.
Do you know about Iris?
It's Digimon
Iris
Adventure
Saga?
Try.
Iva, let's look around with X-ray.
Very well.
Oh shit! It's Yoyagi
Did you
Park.
try using
He's
Wing
there. There's a mummy.
We can win
Date.
this.
I'm so hyped for that.
Okay, counting down until entry.
So there's like Zero Escape, there's Somnium
We can
Files, and
only
then
be in
there's
Somnium for
the
6 minutes.
investigation.
Date,
It's
you've got
purple.
5
I
minutes.
like that it's
Better take
purple.
this seriously.
This Somnium world has 5 mental locks.
So we have to unlock them, huh?
5?
Yes, doing so will enable
Bro,
us
it's
to
the
sink into a deeper
troubles.
layer of this person's consciousness. Who is that?
We gotta
Yeah,
time it.
side-scrolling Somnium is gonna be
Basically,
great.
using it lets us speed up or slow down the flow of
I
time.
hope we
in
get a
Somnium, right?
rogue-like Somnium. That would be sick, because we
Are you
got
just
like a
messing around?
monster capture one, right? In Nirvana Initiative.
Date, help me!
Oh, it's
need
the
help with
ship,
the
it's the
escape
ship,
game
it's the
again?
ship. From Zero
What
Escape,
is
it's the ship,
this?
right?
Oh? So if we find something it fits into, we might be able to
Oh,
use
that's...
it.
I guess we'll need
The
to help
noise?
Iris escape.
Hold on.
Tessa,
Was that the
how are things
noise?
there?
Unknown. We do not currently
Was
have
that
enough
the
info
Zero
to link
Escape
it all
noise?
together.
Now, use your third eye to escape
Nibiru.
this predicament.
Wasn't there supposed to be a third way out? I don't get it.
I thought that said find the
I'll
third
save
Phi.
her. Even if I have to blow someone's head off.
I was like Phi.
You're the only one who could do it.
This boss. Why does he look like a wet cat
But it
then?
just wouldn't be home without you.
Wait. Mizuki. Oh, Mizuki. Oh no. Hold on.
Wouldn't be home without you.
Oh, girl. That killed me inside. Oh, hold on. Snipping tool. One sec. Pee-pee. Snipping tool. Okay. Yeah. You see it? Anyway.
I'll be right behind you, Mr. Date.
Date!
Again.
Date!
There's
Get
the
a
reception. Oh,
Yeah. I knew you could do it.
why is she?
partner.
Wait. Go back.
Get a grip!
Go back.
Yeah.
Hold the fucking phone. Hold the fucking phone. This is everything I ever wanted. So you know the VR mode in Aini, right? What if it's like a lower power mode of this? Because you know how she projected herself at the end of the first game? That never came back again, so maybe they're like, yeah, it's still a thing, right? Also, the way he's walking is very hot and very fruity. Hold on.
Yeah.
Can I get a slow-mo on that? Hold on. Yeah. Watch. Oh, he looks so hot. Oh my god. Watch him walk, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's sick. Oh, he kissy face. Sorry, I'm totally normal. I'm totally normal about this, man. See, I pressed the normal button.
Knew you
Anyway.
could do it, partner.
He high-fives her. He high-fives her. Hold on, I need to watch that again.
I knew you could do it, partner.
Oh. That's also the Nirvana Initiative music. I noticed that in the other trailer. I pre-ordered the Switch 1 version because I have all the other games on Switch 1. And I got it from their store, so I would get this as well. That's going straight on my laptop. This is the part of the trailer
I
for
knew you
me.
could do it, partner.
This is the trailer for me, just that bit. Okay, like I need to watch it again.
Yeah. I knew you could do it, partner.
The animation on his legs. Can we talk about that? We need to analyze his legs. Look.
Get a grip.
Look.
Yeah.
With the sexy yeah as well. Oh, I hope so. I mean, she said she tied Ryuki up in bondage, and that's the only way I can think she did it. So we're gonna name this I love this man a normal amount. Don't worry about these. Anyway, and then we need to get a shot of his legs for Cookie. Cookie will love the leg shot.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm going crazy over like this fucking. Oh my goodness, those slender legs, like. Also, I only noticed the other day because someone pointed it out. Widowmaker's knees. Sorry to do this to you, Date. Widowmaker's knees. They're like, where's the pen? We need it to not be black. They're like down here, when they should be up here. In Overwatch, it was the same in Overwatch 1. It's the same in Overwatch 2. You can't see. Oh, you can't see my snipping tool. Hold on. One sec. We're gonna open an additional window capture. Why can't I? Wait, shouldn't I just do display capture? Hold on. Okay. Oh god, you see everything now. Okay. So we close the window capture, right? Anyway. Can you see the knees on the snipping tool? The red circle is where like Widowmaker's knees are. When they should be like, normal. I guess Overwatch is like look, hold on. Widowmaker. Ooh, you're seeing my Streamlabs. Windowmaker. Overwatch. Black Window? Yeah. Look, hold on. Do you see how far down they are? Like, and it's the same in Overwatch 1. It was very noticeable on her Cammy, is it? Cammy skin? That she got for Street Fighter recently. Where is it? It's somewhere in here. I don't. Fucking hell, she has so many. I know this is a major detour from what we were just watching. Hold on. Widowmaker Cammy, right? I think that's who it is. No. Hold on. Widowmaker. Street Fighter. No. Microsoft Bing Images is not doing the job. You know, we might be able to see it on here. Oh, I misspelled Cammy. That's probably the issue. Yeah, look. You can really see it on this skin because she's normal human skin color. She's not fucking blue. They even like draw them down there. Yeah, it like just ended. Kiriko got this skin. Winston finally got a collab skin. They gave this. Wait, no. Who had? No, this was Juno. Kiriko got this one, unfortunately. The foot fetish skin. Very unfortunate. This art is really pretty though. I do. Oh, this artwork! You can see it in this artwork. The knees. They look so weird. They look so strange. Anyway, can I undo? I cannot undo. Can I erase? Yes, yes. Okay. We're gonna save as Date Leggy. See, like normal knees, not normal knees. This is really fun. Maybe I should just do a stream of like, obviously not this stream, I mean a different stream entirely, of like me just like watching stuff and commentating, you know, like become a react channel. Anyway, let's play the Somnium Files. I need to turn off the display capture. You're seeing too much. You're seeing my autism. You're seeing too much of my autism, Periactor. Gamepad, yes. Yes, we know about Melon Loader, because I don't have the mod properly installed it right now. Yes, we know. Anyway. Let's get back to, the main event, I guess. Hopefully it shows up on the stream. It took me like 12 minutes to finish that section, when the trailer's like 3 minutes long. Okay, it looks like, from the stream preview, the game is showing up, yes. And you can hear it. I think. Hopefully you can hear it. And hopefully Pingu is synced to my lip movements. Oh my goodness. I specifically went with the Pingu with a police hat, I know ACAB, because Konami Date, you know, he works for the police. We're back in here now. We have to click on everything again. Oh boy. Hi Nala. NRC car. It would be really funny if he had something to say during this entire scene. Like, it's a really sad scene. We just found Renju. And I think Mario should say something really funny. Anyway, they should make a Pingu. Yeah, you know, maybe someday I could do that, because that would be easy to edit, right? It's just a texture edit. You don't even need to change the model, you just need to paint a yellow eye on the texture. And it would be very easy to see which part of Pingu's head is his eye. Now it would be trial and error 2 times, because I might accidentally colour the right eye instead of the left eye, you know, but still. That would be easy. Happy birthday, we found your best friend dead. A pumpkin. I wonder if anything new even pops up during this section with all of this. Do you think it does? I don't think it does, but the Persian rug is laid out. There is a Steam achievement for clicking everything on Boss's room, but I have all the achievements, so really I don't need to worry about that. It's a floaty. I'm so hyped up now. Like, Iba's real. What's interesting is, why don't Iba and Tama do that throughout Nirvana Initiative? Hmm? What's up? He you out? Yeah, yeah. Oh my god. You're so fucking right. Because they're not gonna be going for a spoiler-free angle anymore, are they? I don't think they would. Because A, they've said before, at least before Aini came out, they said that they read feedback off Twitter and all that, right? And that's the one thing everyone agrees kind of soured the sequel a little bit, at least a little bit, is the avoiding the spoiler thing. Yeah. Because I would have liked to see Date talk more about his identity issue, but apparently we're going to be getting that in this game according to sources, so you know. But I think the spoiler quiz for me is weird. Sorry, I'm not clicking on anything right now, I know, but spoiler quiz for me is weird because it doesn't really hide much. But you know what we get spoiled on regardless of the quiz? The prototype sync machine being in the abandoned chemical warehouse factory thing. That is a big... that's a big clue, a big twist in this game that you don't find out until like much later. Why? Why bother doing the whole spoiler quiz avoiding the Kaname Date spoilers thing if you're going to spoil that? You know, I don't know. I don't know if it was because of COVID, but I think the development of that game was a bit disjointed. It might be because of the whole past-future nature, he might have struggled with that, I don't know. But like, I do love Nirvana Initiative though. I'm not a hater, I love it overall, I just will admit there are some flaws that I understand some of the opinions on. Yeah, people making... yeah, that you don't see much about Annihilation Route, and it's interesting to me. Because it's one of the more interesting, like, endings to a route. There's so many unanswered questions, so many open doors, so many different ways it could continue from there. Because I'm pretty sure the both of them aren't dead. They're just, like, passed out. So how would it play out if one woke up before the other? You know, it's very interesting. Yeah. There was something here that coat hanger. Did I click the coat hanger before? I hope I did. I hope I did. Sorry, I know I stop and talk a lot, but like I have to yap. Yeah, that's it. He'd probably do that because he's very self-punishing, very... He looks like he has a big ego on the outside, and he kind of does sometimes, but overall he probably thinks of himself as a shitty person, especially after learning about his past. Yeah, so he's probably like, yeah, let's just kill off Date and like live as boss, because that's what I deserve, right? He probably blames himself for all of the deaths that happened. And I like to think maybe there's a reality where he does switch back with Boss and he has to deal with the consequences of Boss, like being a criminal. That would be really interesting for drama with BB as well. But yeah, I need to click on the shogi piece. Your butt's too big. Anyway. Yeah, it's very interesting to me.
She's sleeping
We
at
need...
the hospital.
We need
They're
a
going to give her
Somnium Files
counseling
game
after she wakes up.
with as many
I see.
routes as 100 Line.
Her mother
We
and
need just
her
a
father.
big, massive
I hope she'll be okay.
Somnium game with multiple murder mystery cases, and all of it culminates into this big everything goes to shit event. And it's like 100 line, and you follow like multiple sinkers, maybe all of the 6 sinkers. Yeah.
Of course not.
I would.
I've still got a mountain of work piled up.
I know
answering
he's
to the
dead.
higher-ups, the press.
But I
I'm
would
just
like to
taking a
see
little
Saito
breather.
come back in some form. Like maybe he's... Because he said before, it's been stated before, that when you sync with someone for 6 minutes, you leave behind a tiny part of yourself. So what if Saito could manifest from within Date? Haha, manifest reference. I love Zeke Landon from Manifest. Anyway. Is it gay to hold the narrative? I would like to see Saito come back in some way.
You were the first on the scene, so you know this better than anyone, but Renju was murdered.
Nala's doing the I love you blink at
No
me
way this was a suicide.
as I'm yapping about
And the
men
fact
I'm
that his
insane
left
about.
eye was removed tells me that this was
She
the
knows
same
what's
killer
up.
as Shoko.
A serial killer.
She's used to this shit. She's used to me talking for hours
new
about Konami
Cyclops
Date, and
killer.
she loves that about me. Isn't
What?
that right, Nala?
That's the
I
nickname
talk to
that's
you
been
about all
spreading
my
around
problems,
headquarters.
and
New.
most of those problems are
Yes.
Konami Date.
Several years ago,
Yeah,
Pewter.
yeah, that's true.
there is no point in hiding it
She's
from him.
been there when
He
I've been
would find
sobbing
out
over
on his
him.
own eventually. It's all over the news.
The emotional
These murders have
support
gone
cat for
viral, so to
Konami
speak.
Date Crisis.
The killings from
Nala.
6 years ago have continued. The
Hello.
Cyclops
Hello.
killer is back.
Hello.
6 years ago. Is that what you were
Maybe
talking
someday
about,
in the
boss?
future when I'm living on my own I can get a cat cam and just have it positioned when
Fine.
Harley usually sleeps.
I suppose you deserve to know.
That would be cute. I think that would be very, very cute.
We have a name for it down at HQ. The original Cyclops serial killings. To distinguish it from this new one.
So yeah, something interesting.
It was
I
6
think
years
I was
ago
getting
in
into this,
October.
but I lost my
4
thread.
bodies were found in the mountains of
Iba
Akikawa
and
Valley.
Tama don't do the whole
But the decomposition of the corpses were all at different
hologram
stages.
thing in reality in
They were
the
each
Bard
killed
Initiative,
sometime
right? I
during
think
May to September of
Tama
that year.
does it in the
But
in
they did
the
have 2 things in
Abyss
common.
HQ one time,
were all
I
young
think, I
women.
believe. They do it
And
in the VR mode
Each
where they're
corpse was
physically there.
missing their right eyeball.
But it's
pulled out
interesting that they
posthumously.
don't use it much in that game. Yeah, it is a thing by the end of the first game. So the fact that no sleep is in between the two and it's still adding new mechanics. Yeah, Tama does it in the limo, yeah. It's interesting, like, it would be cool if
a
they
few
did
days
it
after
more.
the corpses were
I don't
discovered,
know.
the killer sent a statement to the press.
I guess it's just
I
a
killed
funny
them,
little
and
quirk
they
of
are
like, we
now my
didn't really
dear
think about that
companions.
at that time.
Something
much.
like that.
He
They fall
signed the
about it
statement under
somewhat,
the name Cyclops.
like Wink Sinks. I
Hence the
wish
name,
Wink
the
Sinks were
Cyclops
more
killer.
prominent. I wish Reverse Sinks. I hope we get more about Reverse Sinks. I hope we have a Somnium with 2 sinkers, and it's Konami Date and Ryuki, and it's a reverse sync between 2 mentally unstable, fruity ass gay men.
So the letter to the press wasn't a fake? It was the real killer?
I really
Yes,
fucking
it
hope
had to
so.
be.
A picture of one of the
They've
victims
got it
right
right,
after she was killed was
because
sent along with the
they
letter.
never said that all of the Somniums would be the coffins. They just mentioned that Somnium is a gameplay style in that game still. So when you think about it, it's possible we could still be syncing with other people, because Ryuki, especially, is very prone to hiding things beneath the surface in order to not worry other people and not, you know, he doesn't really say his feelings out loud that much. As we saw, he bottles it all up until he fucking explodes. Literally. Fuck, that's fucked up. Anyway. So, I can very much see Konami Date being suspicious of Ryuki, especially during that time when he's working with Terra. So, it could be a case where Date tries to get the truth out of him, but he can't because oops, reverse sync. And then something else happens and he does something else and gets distracted, and that's just, you know, left. But that would be really cool. And I really hope I'm accidentally ghostwriting a game again. And if not, I hope I give them ideas for a future game. Put my
No,
OCs in.
in 6 years
Thank
we
you.
never got a single
Anyway.
trace.
So maybe Cyclops is responsible for these
I'm
murders
still
as
working
well.
on a fan game, actually.
No, that's impossible.
Why?
I am working on a
For
fan
one,
game.
the original
That's all you need
Cyclops
to
killer
know.
only killed women. Renju doesn't fit that
He
profile.
killed the women.
Second, all of the
And the
victims
women
had their
too.
right eyes removed.
Not
But
just the
Shoko
women,
and Renju,
but the women and women
We're missing
too.
their left eye.
He doesn't just kill women, he murders them.
The timing of the eye removal is also inconsistent. The original Cyclops killer removed
See,
the
you
eyes
got it.
after
You're on
the
my
victims were killed.
wavelength right now. Oh my goodness.
Shoko and Renju were both still alive.
Our minds, we mind
But even
melded.
so, you can't say for sure this isn't our
The
guy.
morphinogenic
Maybe they're
field.
just doing things a little differently now. Or do you
I
have
know
another
that.
reason?
Yeah, I'm talking to
I'm
you.
sorry, Date, I can't say anymore.
This whole time while I'm streaming, I've been
Bullshit, you
talking to
can't.
you.
It's a national
Yeah.
secret.
How can it be a national secret?
Sometimes I'll be talking to my
Date,
friends in
please,
voice chat,
forget
and
about
Nala
it.
will look at me as
I
if
told
I'm
you already,
talking
you
to
don't
her,
need to know
because she
anything
can't
about
hear
that
the other
case to
people, I
investigate
don't
this
think,
one.
so she thinks I'm
The criminal
talking
for
to
this
her, and
case
it's
and the
very
case 6
funny.
years ago are not the same.
Iva, bring up
She
all
just looks at
investigation
me as I
records of the
talk,
original
it's very
Cyclops
cute.
serial killings.
I already had a look through the database while you were talking. Unfortunately, I found no relevant information. I also did not discover anything of note on the internet. Only amateur theories.
She
all lacking
was.
credibility
Iba
and
was
evidence.
Google AI before Google
Damn
AI,
it.
and if Google AI was actually good. That's my statement. That's my totally relevant woke statement. Please clap.
2 murders, one right after the other. How could I not be?
I don't know if my clap even picked up on my microphone. Why are you here, Pewter? Why you
Am I
doing it?
not allowed to be here?
That's kind
No,
of
I didn't mean
fucked
it
up.
like that.
I was here first. I was just talking to the boss about Renju's
That's
murder.
really fucked up when you think about it, because Pewter was dating Renju. Oh. That's so fucked up. I don't think Date knew at that point. So him asking that is fine. But the fact that you can have that dialogue option and then it's revealed later, it's like... Oh!
Renju had his left eyeball removed.
It's so sad.
Right. Shoko too.
This man was in so much pain and he
So
couldn't tell
perhaps,
anybody,
Mr.
so it was a
Date,
secret
You
affair.
are the killer.
I mean,
You're
Boss
missing your
probably
left
knew.
eye,
Boss always
you
has the
steal
tea
them from
somehow, she
others.
knows. But he probably couldn't
I'm
tell anybody
kidding.
else.
Only a joke.
I'm too tired for your jokes right now, Pewter.
Actually, you lost your eye 6 years ago, correct?
This is so
yes,
funny.
but I don't remember anything from back then.
He's pretty much
I
telling you
lost
the
my
plot
eye
of the
and my
game,
memories.
and you
I was
don't know it.
transplanted into your empty eye socket a year later. We have been together for more than 5 years.
It's like, I think Pewter wanted Date to know. He wanted him to remember. He probably felt bad for him.
That's all we have for now.
Alright.
It's funny
Special
because
Agent
Boss is
Date,
like,
we need you
don't
to
mention
continue
anything
your
about
work.
it, don't talk to
Right.
me about it, I don't want
I
you
think
to
I'll head
remember
back to
that.
where Renju was
But Pewter's
found.
like, hey
Sunfish Pocket.
Date,
Date, you're
you lost your
exhausted.
eye
Why don't you get some sleep before you
6
continue your
years
investigation?
ago.
I'm
I
fine.
invented it.
Let's go, Iva.
Understood.
Your new eye, I invented it. I'm still obsessed with that voice clip. Anyway, Sunpoke. I hope we see more of the mermaid girls from Sunfish Pocket, because if we're We're interviewing a marmaid, or wink syncing with a marmaid. She was in her sunfish pocket uniforms. There's a chance.
Date,
Mizuki
the
jump
vehicle
scare.
is
There's a
accelerating
chance she
2% slower than
was
usual.
that.
Did you put anything in the trunk?
English. There's a chance that was in
No.
sunfish pocket.
What about the back seat?
Back seat.
She's backseat gaming. Mizuki jump scare.
Mizuki!
Hey, watch
Someone
out!
should like
Eyes
have that
forward,
as a GIF.
stupid.
You know when it's zooming into the rear view mirror? Have that as a GIF, but really fast, and it's looping. So it's like literally like, you know, that Shark Tale GIF with the fish, where it's really fast. That's an idea I need to give to Jolo. Anyway.
Hey, Date, why do they call it a dashboard?
Because it makes the car go faster.
Is he wrong? I don't drive cars, is he actually wrong?
Uh-huh. And why do they call it a tachometer?
It measures how many tacos worth of revolutions the wheels spin. Because a tortilla is round.
Is he wrong though? I mean, he's clearly correct. Can you see my mouse? I can see my mouse. For some reason. Anyway. I moved it off the screen now.
Hey, Date, what would happen if I grabbed the wheel and spun it
Interesting.
super hard?
We would spend the rest of our very short time together thinking about how stupid that was.
That's such an iconic line. This is where he keeps his
Is this where
weed.
you keep your weird stuff?
Oh, but don't look.
Oh, sorry, not his weed, his cooking magazines. And by cooking, I don't mean C-O-O. Anyway.
It wasn't locked, I just opened the door. I've been here for
His
like 10 minutes.
husbandry videos.
Why don't your doors have auto locks?
It's
I
so
know you
funny
like old
to me
cars,
that
but
it's
you've gotta
three
lock the doors.
fetishes that we know of.
You should be a little more
Four,
apologetic for
actually.
someone who just got
All
caught
types of
breaking into
boob.
my car.
He
Mizuki
doesn't like
does
fresh
raise a
spawn,
valid
so this is
point.
5.
If you are not more
Has to have
serious about
boobs.
security,
Has to
you
not
should
be
consider
fresh spawn,
replacing the
in his
car
own words.
altogether.
Cuckoldry.
Two?
Feet slash the smell of shoes. Or feet that have been in shoes. And number 5 is pelvis bones, hip bones.
Well, I can still talk this time.
That is a unique
Maybe
set
I'm
of
just getting used
fetishes,
to it.
but it's, to be
Mizuki's
honest,
psychological wounds
mine
have
are
been
just
healed
as
by the
weird.
sink.
So we I don't know whether to talk about that anyway.
If you have nothing to talk about, you don't
I
have
was
to say
about to say, so we have
Fair enough.
dragons.
You're an adult, shouldn't you know that already?
Oh, accidentally
If
opened
you
the
start
menu.
talking about the weather, it means you have nothing to say.
Damn,
Do, 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 do.
brat.
You were talking
We
to
have
yourself
dragons.
again. I
We
heard
have
you. It's creepy. You should cut that out.
dragons impregnating men. We have, I'm not gonna talk about that anymore. Hi Nala. Was this a joke or was this not a joke? I'll leave that for you to find out and for you to decide.
Is still unaware I exist?
Yeah, I know there's no reason to hide it. She
And I
already
should
knows about
clarify.
this.
I want
It's
the
just
dragons to have the same
hard to
level of
explain.
sentience as a human.
I won't say anything yet.
You already
Understood.
had impregnation.
But I am ready to be introduced at any time. Just let me know when the time
So you
is
didn't
right.
hear about what was
It's not a
impregnating what?
proposal. No
I
need to be
take
so
it.
formal. Shit, I said that out loud.
Don't clarify,
Dante, I
it's
think you
funny
should go to
that
the
way.
hospital.
Whether I've wanted to or not, I've pretty much ended up seeing every furry face that exists on these porn websites. Because sometimes they do correlate with mine and sometimes they don't, and people just merge them together anyway in the same image. So I can make jokes like that because I literally know all of them. I've literally seen all of them. Again, sometimes I've wanted to, sometimes I haven't, sometimes I really haven't. I would blacklist stuff, but I don't I don't make accounts on these porn websites because I don't want my digital footprint to be tracked to that. Not because my fetishes are bad or anything, but because it would be embarrassing if people found out. You know how when people found out Pyrocynical's embarrassing fetish, you know? I wouldn't want, like, you know, if I got big as a streamer, I wouldn't want people finding my porn accounts. You know what I mean? Because that's very personal. That's a very personal thing. So, you know. Like, wow, I have never heard of this and I never want to see it again. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of those.
I ditched the hospital. They're probably
What's funny
freaking out over
is
there right now.
when you go back and
Taking you
watch
back.
like 2000s kids shows,
Nothing will change if I stay at the hospital.
especially American ones, you
You're
see
going to
where a
investigate,
lot
right?
of these fetishes
Take me with you.
started,
I can help.
and it's
How is a
very
little
weird
runt like you gonna be any
and
help?
very strange.
I'm Renju's daughter.
Do not rewatch under
Maybe I'll
any
notice something you
circumstance
don't.
Totally
Something only his
Spies.
daughter would know.
I don't know.
I cannot watch that show
My
anymore.
daddy was killed. I can't just stay at the hospital.
I cannot watch that show
Fine.
anymore.
Don't say I
Why
never
are we
did
talking
anything for you.
about this?
You're going to take me along?
Just promise not to interfere with the investigation.
Why?
Got it.
Why are we talking about this? Anyway,
No, it's more like I don't like sitting still and moping all day.
this is gonna
I've
be in a
grown out of my
VOD
broody
on my
pretentious
channel.
teenager
Why am
phase.
I talking
Odd thing
about
for a
furry
preteen
porn?
to say.
I mean,
Are
that's
you
on
not
brand
aware
for
of
me,
Mizuki's
actually.
mental prowess? She is far more developed than
Totally
her
not the
classmates.
anime's thinly veiled
She
fetish.
is even
Anyway,
reading
here's Wonderwall.
psychology papers
Yeah.
by Alfred Adler.
Sounds pretentious to me.
Do 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 do.
Hey, about Renju.
I mean,
Do you have
there's a
anything to tell
reason
me? Anything
the
at all that
demon
might
guy
help?
in my book has,
Well,
like,
it's
you
not
know,
about Daddy, but I heard
has
from
certain
Daddy
things
that
about
Mom
him
had
that he
a
does.
Shoko had a secret?
Do 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 do. I think every
Did you
writer,
know that Mom was the representative
if
of
their
an
stuff's
investment
really
company?
good,
Yeah,
there's at
I
least
did.
one of their fetish things
That
in
whole
there,
company was a
and
big
I think
scam.
that spurs them on to
Scam.
make it good.
Well, I don't know the details.
I
They
don't
start up
know.
a company
As
to
long
get
as
people
it's
to invest in
involving
it,
adult
then
characters
shut it down
only,
on purpose and keep the money.
I think that's
Got
okay.
really rich like
You
that.
know,
Shoko did this?
that's like
Yep.
sometimes
By herself.
sometimes I wonder if they do
No,
it
dummy.
subconsciously.
Of course it was with
Like,
other
do they
people.
know it's their
I saw
fetish?
gangsters
You
there
know,
sometimes.
it took
If she
me
ever got
ages
into
to
trouble,
figure
she
out
had them take
mine.
care of it.
Like, do they know? Do they know,
Scanning
chat?
all known crime databases,
Do they know
but I
they're
cannot
into,
find any
like,
reports
inflation?
referencing this. They must have been extraordinarily careful.
Do they know they're into people turning into animals? I'm trying to think of Totally Spies examples specifically, and now I'm going back into like childhood memory.
I'm not okay.
Do you remember
So,
that
you wanna go back to
Simpsons
the hospital?
episode?
I'd be more than happy to drop
That
you off.
Simpsons episode where
That's
they're on
not
this
what I meant.
island,
Why are you always
and
so pushy, Date?
Homer wakes
I'm not
up and
pushy, I'm
Marge
just worried.
is like a cat
You've got a
woman,
weird way of showing it.
and everyone
Doesn't
else
look
has
like
like
you're worried.
become like
You're just weird.
Teenage Mutant Ninja
You've always
style,
got
like
something smart to say, huh?
half animals,
Just
half
like
humans.
Renju.
And they were
Dante.
like, because there was like this mad scientist
What
guy.
about Daddy?
It was like a
Nothing.
treehouse of horror,
You have no
thing.
tact, do you?
which
This
is
is
why
why
it's
you're
fucking
single and always
wacky
rude.
crazy like that.
That's where you're wrong, kiddo. I look like a
But
single
it was
father when
basically
you're
they were
around.
on this
Chicks
island, I
love
think
it.
on a holiday,
Yeah, chicks love to
and
see creepy
everyone
old men
there
hanging out
turned
with a
into
6th grader.
like
Hey,
furry
What are
anthro
you
people.
implying?
Ooh,
And
did I
sometimes I
make you mad?
wonder,
Now I'm stuck
did
in
the
a car
people
with
who
an
write that
angry old
episode, were
creepy
they like
pervert.
closet furries?
I am
Did they
not an
know?
old creepy pervert.
Did they know what they were
And
doing?
even if you were my age, you're not my type.
Ew,
Do you think
I
that
don't
was
wanna know
some
about your
people's
type.
furry awakening?
Hey,
Or
you
it's
started it.
bound to be, right?
Stupid old man.
Punk ass kid.
I like how this entire scene, this entire innocent, pure family scene, we've been talking about the most abhorrent shit. Anyway. Weird conversation topics today.
Detective
Never
Dante.
let me yap
Good to
for
see you,
hours
sir.
on live.
And this is...
I need like an
Have you
adult
looked through the case
supervisor
file
who
yet?
can like, you know when like you have an earpiece
I am
as you're
so
live on
sorry.
TV, and
She's
someone
the
can just be like, "Oh, Perry, no,
Yes,
don't say that.
please
Change
let
the
us
subject." Yes, he is. There's 2 Kagamis. There's 2 of him. I just noticed there's 2 of him. Why is it... Does it usually zoom in like that? Why are there 2 Kagamis? Hold on. Wait. Wait. He was there. He was here. Kagami's clone was here. Look, chat, I'm having a Mandela effect moment. I don't remember it zooming in like that for that long. I remember the second zoom in, where it's like, you know, it looks down at Kagami. But I don't remember that, and I don't remember there being 2 Kagamis. I've entered another reality. Do you think in No Sleep it's gonna be revealed that Kagami also has a clone now? That's an interesting thing, actually. So, Ryuki has a twin brother, who looked like him, supposedly. Mizuki has Bibi. Date has Saito when you really think about it, so each of the sinkers that we've seen so far have had like a doppelganger of themselves in some way. I wonder if that's gonna be a consistent theme. Like, do you think it's like 2 eyes, 2 perspectives? Do you think that's like the reasoning? I don't know. Anyway.
What are you staring at, creeper?
I agree.
Creeper. Oh man.
Iba, did you get anything from the surveillance camera?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh my god.
All of the recordings from local surveillance.
Do you think that's why Ryuki's there?
What about backups?
They're gonna torture my boy again.
None. Nothing was uploaded to the cloud either.
They're gonna torture my fucking boy again. That's my special little fruity twink. They can't do that to him. Actually, they can. It would be very entertaining. But you know. They are boiling him like a prawn. I think Konami Date should be boiled like a prawn, to be honest.
It weighs approximately 44 pounds when empty.
Let me check inside.
Also, I just noticed I have like 52 followers. That's insane. 52 people want to hear me yap about furry fetishes.
There's something inside.
And me liking dragons impregnating men. Supposedly. Who knows if that's true?
This is the oil drum.
It could be a
This is the
rumor.
kind of oil drum that has a lid, right?
Do.
Let's open it.
Hi, Nala. Hi, baby.
This is...
There's the watch. Anything for affiliate. Yeah, I think
This is the wristwatch
I'm
Renju
like a
always wore.
few... I'm like 1 or 2
doubt
steps
about
off
it.
from affiliate. I need like...
But how did this get here?
I think it's like something to do with watch retention and how many unique people watch me at a time or something. I don't know. Something like that. I do want to have more consistent branding. I've been trying to draw my protogen in different ways.
Each keg has a
Because I've been
capacity of
drawing
20
again.
liters. All 3 kegs were filled.
But yeah, I've
at
been trying to do
approximately
that.
55 pounds each.
Because I made the current profile picture and Dosi when I was... They have / will loosen the requirements for affiliate. Oh, that's good. Usually, at least with YouTube, it's like they tighten it. Like, I remember I used to be eligible to monetize my videos on YouTube, and then I'm not anymore. Because years ago, 2018, I was an edgy meme person, right? Edgy humor type of person. And I had a video that got like 2 million views, and I gained like 4,000 subscribers from that, and that's how I that's why my main channel has like that many subscribers, because it's all from that one video, which is now delisted and deleted because I don't really want that on there anymore. I'm not very proud of it. And I don't think any of those subscribers watched any more of my content or ever will, sadly. Though one of my other videos that is still up has 1 million views. And it's me putting SpongeBob music over a Madoka Magica scene. You might have seen it. But yeah, it was a video I wasn't proud of. I can tell you what it was. So you know,
Is that a
God,
spear?
this is gonna sound bad as soon as it
It more
begins.
closely
You know
resembles
the
a harpoon of
Ugandan
sorts.
Knuckles meme in VR chat that was
I believe
popular
this
back
is a
then?
trident.
I didn't
Any chance
realize
this
how
was used in the
racist it
murder?
was because I was very ignorant.
No,
And I made a
there are
because you
no
know they
traces of
said
blood
like
on
we
the
know the
trident,
way.
and no indication that Renji was stabbed.
There's a Moana song, We Know the Way, so I made that connection in my mind and put the Knuckles heads over that scene where they sang the video. Basically, that's all the edit was, and it was like VR chat memes. I made the sky like the VR chat loading screen with the stars because there was like a night sky. Yeah, and in my head, that was the only connection there, and I didn't realize that it could be unintentionally racist. And then I got a few comments explaining it to me, and that's when my worldview began to change. You know, once people, you know, explain things to you a few times very angrily, you start to realize, oh shit, I fucked up. Because that wasn't my intention, is the thing. I didn't realize what I was doing. One of the main issues was Moana is, you know, Polynesian, and Ugandan Knuckles is, you know, Ugandan, African, and you know, it sort of implied those two were the same thing, I guess, in some people's eyes, which that wasn't what I was saying, but I can see why it's an issue. You know, I can see where I fucked up with that, and it's not a good meme anyway. It's a horrible meme. It's a terrible meme, and I see that now. Like, it was very normalized online at that time to have memes like that, and I grew up in like terrible circles. If I didn't, I probably would have realized sooner that it was like awful. But I do, obviously, I'm not avoiding the blame. I do blame myself for that, and to be honest, I think very hard on myself for how I was in the past and how ignorant I was in the past, and that's why I try so hard now to be like, not offend anybody and be as woke and aware as I can be, you know. That's why I came back to this is gonna sound insane. That's why I came back to Twitter, because I was missing out on a lot of news and a lot of things that were going on when I wasn't on Twitter.
Isn't that pretty average?
And I know Twitter
This
isn't always good to be
average?
on. I was a very angry person when I was on Twitter the first time. And I chilled out when I moved to Blue Sky. But like, you know, there's a lot of things that people need to know about that I think they don't. Like, when I was a teenager, I was using fucking r/anime subreddits and r/Rick and Morty subreddits, and you know, I was among people that thought those things were funny in college, in my real life, unfortunately, because I took a very
Can
nerdy
you check the operation
subject,
records
and it
itself?
attracts, sadly, that section of nerds.
Found it. The elevator records are sent automatically to
Unfortunately,
building
that was my
management.
entire classroom back then.
According to the record from yesterday,
Oh god.
from 6:30 p.m. until the
I
ride
will
is
say
found,
though,
this elevator stopped
it
on
all
the second
stopped in
floor
my
only
early
once.
20s, and I think that's
At
not too
8:55
bad.
PM.
It should have stopped
The weight of the
sooner,
car's
yes,
cargo was approximately
but my
310
worldview
pounds.
did change quite early on, which I'm quite glad. I'm glad I'm still not like that now, because this would be an awful time to be like that with everything going on. Like, oh my god. I find it... I don't forgive myself for that at all. I want to, but I can't because of how awful it was. Like, I think I mentioned before when I look at my old messages and I'm like, that's not me. It's very weird seeing old screenshots of how I was. I don't really see that anymore because I deleted my old Discord account for that purpose. I didn't want my name attached to anything I said back then anywhere.
I'll never be able to get that image out of my
Because
head.
it's like,
Not
that's
until
not
the day I
me
die.
anymore. And, you know, yeah. I could have been a lot worse, to be honest. It wasn't out of a place of hatred, it was out of a place of ignorance. I think when it's out of a place of hatred, inherently it's significantly worse, obviously. But when it's just you make a joke that you don't realise is offensive and you don't know, that's something that like you can more easily come back from,
Jeez, you're
I guess. I don't know.
Pushy men are seen as desperate. This is why no one
Because
likes
I've
you.
never really had
Besides,
hate
Dante?
in my heart. It's just, there's
Never
a lot I
mind.
don't know.
Just
Like
do your
I
investigation
was
or
very
whatever.
sheltered.
What was she gonna say?
I didn't go to school for a
Now
long
is not the
time
time to
during my
worry about
childhood,
such things.
and I didn't interact with other kids for a long time. And then when I was 13, I was like, I want to go
thought I
back
already
into
told you.
education
Sitting
because I
around rotting
knew
away in the
my parents would
hospital
have
would
to
be
pay for
worse.
like exams and shit,
Still.
obviously, if I
I know
didn't.
what you're trying to
So
say. For a
I
little
went
girl
back
to
in
find her dad like that and then want to
completely
go back to
ignorant
the
of
scene,
any social
I think it's
laws,
totally weird, right?
any social
In fairness,
constructs,
it is also weird for an
and,
adult policeman
you know,
to
completely
acquiesce
unaware
such a
how to
request from a
socialize and be a
child.
normal person. So I had a bit of a
But
rocky
this is what I
start.
wanted. I didn't want to run away from it. I wanted to confront it.
You know, so I think I've done
didn't
quite well for
to be
someone
weak.
who had that sort of start. Also, can I just mention, we've had such an interesting choice of topics today. We've gone from furry fetishes to really deep talk about changing as a person and becoming a better person.
Hey,
Like, holy
you
fuck.
doing okay?
Oh, sorry. Just
So in like
staring.
2020,
If you're having a hard
2019,
time,
that was when I,
tell me.
you know, became
I'm fine.
quote unquote woke.
It's not like the body is
Became
lying here.
leftist. But I sort of went too far that way. And like, because I was so scared of being the other way, I didn't want to be the other way to begin with. But you know, when you're ignorant, you don't sometimes realize like the
Are you
type
really
of things
okay?
Yeah,
you're saying
I am.
and believing, right?
Don't you have an investigation to
So,
do?
especially when
Or are
you
you
grow up
stalling?
with BBC News. Holy fuck, growing up in Britain, it's rough. Anyway, there's like British words that people use on the everyday that I find out later from other people from other countries that are actually like slurs for travellers. You know, like Romanian travellers. Like, we have like an everyday word that is like a slur for them that people just casually use, and they don't know it's a slur. And it's like bad. It's fucking awful. Like, how is that allowed to happen? I don't know. No one knows. If they knew, they probably wouldn't say it, you know? It's just like, holy fuck.
What?
I was
Britain's
asking for your
awful
name.
for that type of thing. I
My
mean, look at
name
what we call cigarettes as well.
Kagami.
Like, that should tell you everything. But you know.
No, not these past few
Oh
days.
god.
I thought so.
Anyway, slight
this is
detour,
over,
sorry, slight
Get some
tangent.
rest, alright?
You
ADHD
too,
brain
Detective
tonight,
Dante.
I think. But we've gone from like weird
It's
topics to
Kagami.
deep topics to, I don't know.
Kagami,
What was I even talking about originally? Hi Kagami.
I told you.
I've lost
it's
all my
Kagami.
threads now.
I told
all my
you
threads
name
gone.
like 5 times.
All my threads gone, there was only Kagami. Oh yeah, in 2020, yeah, I was like that one friend that was too woke, that was too like, oh, everything is a problem, everything's bad. So you know, it's sort of like, now I've mellowed out, I've chilled out, you know, approaching 30, you care about a lot less stuff.
Hey you, what's your name?
I used to really restrict
Seriously?
what
Kagami.
media I consumed.
Stop
Like,
bugging
oh,
him, it's rude.
this had like
Excuse you. My best
one
friend,
character
Kagami and I are having a
that's like
conversation.
evil, but they're gay,
Yeah,
so it's
don't spoil
problematic
our
that the
fun.
villain is gay, right? So I would not watch it, you know, shit like that. That's not a specific example, it's just what I pulled from my head. But I mean, nowadays I love gay villains. Like, because I love villain characters anyway. I don't see it as a bad thing if a villain's like gay. I think that's really cool. Like, you know, slay queen, slay girl, slay all the good guys. I'm rooting for you. Ursula, I'm rooting for her. You know, like she's really cool. I think as a child, I had a crush on Ursula from The Little Mermaid and didn't realize it until my adulthood. Like, holy fuck. Holy shit. I think I have COVID. Oh god. Nala's just laying on me looking high as fuck. I'm sorry, Leo, I've been yapping to you about really deep conversations today with no warning. I've been trauma dumping you today. I apologize. And I hope you don't judge me harshly for what I've talked about today. Whether it be dragons impregnating men or videos I made in the past, you know, I hope I'm still your bestie.
The autopsy report discovered the presence of benzodiazepine. It is a common sedative. The dosage found in the victim's bloodstream was extremely high. It can be assumed that Renju's cognitive functions were heavily impaired before his death.
What are we even doing? We're looking at Renju for some reason. I mean, he's dead. I guess there's that. You know, there's the fact he's dead. I'm sorry. This is incredibly fucked up. But the way... Like, this could be an emote. And the emote name could be hook, line, and sinker. With sinker spelled like P-S-Y-N-C-E-R. Why has no one made that a sticker, you know?
Strangulation?
Anyway. Correct.
Actually, I think I know why. Because it's fucked up. But anyway.
Along with petechia around the face and throat.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Any indication of the murder weapon?
Most likely a twisted piece of cloth.
I'm so sorry to be
The
treated
culprit approached
fire
Renju
emblem.
from behind and wrapped the cloth around his neck, choking him in an attempt to suffocate him. The specific cause of death is cerebral circulation failure due to vessel closure in the neck. Put more simply, the suspect strangled Renju to death from behind.
Do we have an estimated TOD?
Yesterday, around 8 p.m.
So Renju was murdered about 2 hours before Mizuki and I found the body.
Ooh. I say ooh as if I didn't know that information when,
The
like,
time of discovery
I've
was
played this
10:20
game
p.m.
several times.
You of course already know this, but you and Mizuki were the first to discover Renju's corpse. The body was hanged from the ceiling, similar to how a fish would be. A thick hook was embedded in the upper jaw, and the wires connecting to the hook were strung up on one of the ceiling beams. There was also a hook on the other end of each wire. The 3 beer kegs were attached to these hooks. We have found no fingerprints.
Oh. Okay, I think that's that. I've lost all my conversation threads now. Was there something else? Ah, left eye. How could I forget the most important? Oh my god. I read that as Care
The
Bears.
left eyeball was removed
I
while the
fucking
victim was
read
still
that as
alive.
Care Bears. Oh, I do have
I think we've
dyslexia.
checked everything we need to.
So forgive me.
I agree. We should compile our evidence and inferences.
Mizuki, you ready to leave?
What? But we aren't done investigating.
What do you mean?
There are still people I want to talk to.
There's Anchor. Yes. Hell yeah, my favorite weapon in Elden Ring. Let's fucking go. Rusted Anchor plus
Daddy owned
25.
Lemniscate and Iris works
Change
for
it to Lightning for
She used to work
Malekith.
here too.
You win.
So she might know something.
I'll call her.
I love like all these mermaid designs, they're really cool.
Have any idea where she might be?
Hopefully
I
they're
don't
all
know.
of age.
Iris is into a
I
lot of
hope
things.
they are. I mean, we know Amame wasn't and she lied. I think that was, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't played Aini
Oda's
as
in here
much
all
as
the
I've
time.
played
He
this
might know
game
something.
because obviously it came
I'll
out a
call him.
couple years later.
Ota's phone is broken. He dropped it in a puddle.
Sounds like Ota. He's so clumsy.
We'd have to talk to him in person.
He's probably at Lemniscate or Matsushita Diner.
I remember I was talking about, I think I lost this thread as well, but I was talking about how when I drew this
Well,
icon,
there is one place. Have you heard of
for
Golden
the channel, the
in
Hollow
the
Knight
entertainment
one,
district?
it was during
Daddy
my
used to
Hollow
go to a
Knight
place called
fixation,
Marble
and
a
now
lot.
that fixation is
Maybe
all
they know
over,
something about him.
because waiting for Silksong has been exhausting, and I haven't felt like playing
Lemniscate,
Hollow Knight
Matsushita
because
Diner, and
I've already
Marble.
played it a shit
Let's head
ton,
out.
and
Okay.
it's not the type of game I can just pick up and play like that. So I'm probably gonna change my channel mascot to my protogen. I could do that thing some streamers do where they make like a Sona for every game they play, like I could make a little AI ball, you know? But the issue is I'm not active enough as an artist to really keep up with that. So yeah.
Hello, welcome. You're Mizuki, right? Ota's friend?
Yep.
I'm also probably not
Oh,
gonna get
I
to finish
suppose I
these
should introduce
games
myself more
before No
At
Sleep
least
comes
something a
out.
little more than flashing your badge.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna
My name
stream
is
them
Kaname
simultaneously.
Date.
I'm gonna, when
Mr.
No Sleep
Date,
comes out, I'm gonna be
what can I
streaming the
help you
fuck out of No Sleep. And yeah. do. Okay. Menu. File. This is what we do at the end of every stream. Again, I know it's only an hour long, and I ideally want to stream these games longer than that per session, but I find it very hard to stream a visual novel style game for this long, especially when I'm out of yap things to talk about. So, I've just had very deep conversations, and I'm mentally exhausted. Yeah, so we're gonna end the stream here. Ooh, nudes. Thank you for watching my streams, chat. I appreciate every one of you who's either stuck with me over the years as I've changed as a person, because you know what we talked about earlier, I've been many different people throughout my life. But I'm pretty happy with who I am now, you know. I consider myself nowadays to be a good person and to be a much better person, but I wouldn't have got here without making the mistakes that I did and meeting the people that I did and learning the things that I did. Sometimes you have to fall really far to soar into the sky. Yeah. That was meant to sound deeper than it did. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll be streaming again tomorrow. Bye.